We're about a week before I intended to splash, but I'm a little behind schedule. Things are not quite going my way, and it's pretty wet. And I have an unexpected repair that I have to do. I fixed the CNC Smile a couple of years ago, and for the most part it's been really, really good. It hasn't been a problem. But about 2 weeks after I did the anti-fouling paint on the bottom, this little blister showed up in the vicinity of the keel joint. So that's kind of frustrating. All I'm going to do is patch the hole, because I believe whatever water was in that keel joint is now out. The area where the blister was is dry. So I'm just going to seal it up with a new little bit of epoxy and deal with it in the spring. I'm just running out of time. I can't deal with everything. Boats, right? Jeez, they just never end. Never ends. All right, let's get the tools together. Right? Right. Yeah, that'll work.
The infamous CNC Keel Smile. CNCs, among many production boats, have their keels firmly attached to an extension of the hull called a stub. 1980s CNCs, with their fairly high aspect keel ratios, have a relatively large stub which pushes the weight lower down. I suppose this increases the righting moment and provides advantages under the MORC measuring rules. But the dissimilar metals, fiberglass and lead, have very different coefficients of expansion, which leads to the joint between the two cracking. The repair was simple enough. Grind it all down to bare materials and apply a few wraps of 6-ounce cloth, ferret, and paint. My repair held up about 7 years before this little blister showed up. Easy enough to fix though.
So, I'm out of fairing filler. So, I'm using 406, I think. And I definitely made way too much for a waste. Oh, very good.
Next, I dealt with the trailer pads. They need to be removed one by one so the hull can be fully painted out. Just one tip though. Make sure the paint has fully cured before you put the pad back on. More about that later.
Okay, survey day was today. Survey happened. Survey went pretty well. Although I was expecting that by the time survey day had occurred, I would have all problems and things I wanted to fix fixed and done. The window hasn't even been installed yet, the new window. I gotta be honest, I'm getting a little tired of working on the boat. I just want to go sailing. Here's the new window. Yeah, 4 bills for that one. Plastic's expensive now. Today what I want to do is I want to fit the window, see what more I need to do for fiberglass repairs. Hopefully nothing. Okay, so unlike if I was applying these windows using some kind of a material like the plexus that we originally used, what the factory used, because I'm using tape, which is all of 1/8 of an inch thick, that's basically what I have for error. Basically 1/8 of an inch. So throughout the entire thing, I got to be within 1/8 of an inch of perfection. I'm going to fit the window and see how close we are. It's actually not bad.
The time had finally come. After days and days of filling, sanding, filling, sanding some more, it was finally time to apply some topside paint. I selected Interlux Brightside Polyurethane Off-White. I know it's not a perfect match, but I figured at some point down the road, the entire cabin top would need a new coat of paint and anti-skid treatment on the deck. This would be enough to get me through the summer. So I masked off the general repair area, watched a How to Paint Your Boat YouTube video, and got to work. Overall, I was reasonably pleased with the result.
Hey, welcome back to the boat project. So today is kind of a milestone day because all of the work that I've done on board the boat so far comes down to this point. Today the new window will be put in place using 3M VBH tape, very high bond tape. I thought about doing this with the last window, but I wasn't convinced. It's a lot of work and there wasn't a whole lot of information on this process, but since then some others have done it and it seems to work. So that'll be done, and then I'll use Sika 295 as the sealant that will go in the void space. Okay, here we go. Whew. Pretty sweet. Holy shiza. Does that ever look nice? Wow.
And that was that. I put the wooden braces back on the window for a few days, just to keep the pressure against the tape. And unfortunately, within 2 months, I'd be peeling the window out and doing this over again, with the correct thickness of tape, and primer, and technique.